From what I remember, the construction and the design actually of this building, there was a lot of staff input. Um, Talk to me about that process that you went through.
We wrote the building program statement for this building pretty much on our own meaning our staff. We had some experience in this process, and so it wasn't completely new. We'd done some renovations in the early 90s on a limited basis. But we kind of knew the drill, I guess, on a expansion construction project. You have to describe what it is you want to create. You don't have to be the architect, that's what architects are for, but you have to be the people who think through the function of the building, what things should be happening there, what kind of space is going to be needed in terms of size for the different activities and functions that the building is going to accommodate. So we wrote a building program statement that was very detailed. You know, it was a thick document. We said we want a cafe, we want a theater, we want a gallery, we want a special place for kids who are little kids, pre-readers, so they can get introduced to the skills they need to learn how to read. We want a silent reading room. We want a celebratory space, that people will be impressed with and want to come to and be drawn to. So we put all this down there, and how many books are we going to have? We need this many square feet for books. We need this many square feet for videos. We need this many square feet for microfilm readers. That one proved to be, before we got under construction, microfilm use had really dropped. But anyway, we didn't call 100% perfect, but we hit it pretty darn close, I think. So we did that. That was a staff input thing. We hired a local architect, and then we worked with that local architect to interview national level firms that had done similar civic projects. And we wound up with a New York firm called Gwathmey Siegel, very impressive design firm. And they and our local architects worked together as a team. It was a great partnership. And we gave them that building program. We said, this is what we want. This is what you're starting with. 1968 precast concrete building that is looking a little long and looking a little stale. And we said, we're not going to tell you where everything goes, but this is what we want it to, how we want it to function. And we had many versions of ideas. How about this? How about that? How about this? So we had opportunities to react to that, to think what were the good features of this design, what were the good features of that one. Ultimately, we settled on this, what we've got, which was to totally gut the 1968 building and create, I think, a very striking great hall as the core, and everything kind of works off of that. So not only does it, I think, look great, but it gives us the opportunity to do things in this building that we never could do in the old building. Things like the senior information fair, where we take that great hall and we turn it into Grand Central Station. We have booths set up, and providers of services for seniors come in, and again, it's all about the learning theme. You come here and you learn stuff about services and residential opportunities and so forth. So it's along that theme. An event like that does get kind of noisy, and some people get a little irritated, but it only lasts for a day and a half, and it doesn't happen all the time. So it's another way to use the building to create a draw to the downtown area, to bring people here who maybe haven't been downtown in quite a while, and reintroduce them to what's all available down here. So the building project, the process was exhausting, but it was really exciting and a really fun thing to do. And it turned out, I think, really well. We have no regrets, really. I mean, as I said, we over-designed the microfilm reading room because we were deluged with microfilm users when we started the planning. By the time we got under construction, a lot of the stuff that was on the microfilms, the U.S. Census and all that kind of stuff, have been digitized and available elsewhere. But still, there are plenty of reasons for people still to come to the library, as I said before, and including the Genealogy Center, even though you can go to Ancestry.com, and the Family History Library in Salt Lake has tons of resources out there. There's still a lot of stuff here that's not digitized, but even for the digitized things, if you come to the library, we have licenses for all these databases that you would have to pay for yourself if you wanted to use it from home. So you can come in here and access all this stuff. You spend a couple days, decide what's useful to you, what isn't. Even probably more valuable than that can be the interaction with our staff. We really think of our genealogy librarians as kind of our faculty. And more we're doing that kind of one-on-one consultation. We schedule meetings with our staff for people who've maybe gathered a ton of information online, but they're a little bit overwhelmed by it. You know, they're not sure what they've got. You know, am I really related to, the King of England back in, maybe not. You got to make sure you got all this stuff properly documented. But those are the kinds of, again, human to human functions and services that people really value.